What's up, guys? I'm just thinking about some things, and it made me kind of realize something. And what it is I think a lot of people get the wrong idea about this. I think a lot of people get the wrong idea about wanting to be a business owner. I've personally seen this where I work with a group of people, and they look at the owners of the company and say, why don't I just do this? And their reasoning is because they want to do less work and make more money. So they get the idea that if they own the company, they can have people work for them, they can collect the money, and do less work. Now that idea is, to me, it's the wrong reason to get into business. And if you think that way, if you think I'm going to take advantage of my employees, you're not going to have a very successful business. If that's your motivation, man. And I'm just saying that because I've been on both sides of it. I've been an employee. I've been a business owner. As a business owner, for me, my experience is it's a lot more work. It's a lot more stress. It's a lot more risk. And yeah, there's more money. There's more money in owning the business. But if you're doing it right, it's not less work. It's not less stress. It's not sitting with your feet up collecting a paycheck. I go from having job security, payroll security, like I know I'm getting paid. If the business has a week that isn't profitable, I still get paid. If the business has a month that isn't profitable, I still get paid every week. If the business has a year that isn't profitable, I still get paid every week. As a business owner, things aren't like that. All right? So when you're a business owner, you're taking the risk that you might go years without making a paycheck, but all the people around you are still getting paid. All right? So that's number one. That's just the risk factor of it. Now, the accountability of it, if anything goes wrong in your business, it's nobody's fault but you. You can't blame anybody else. You work at a company, I see this all the time. Something is wrong, you complain, and everybody blames somebody else. You complain about you were at a restaurant and the food wasn't good. Well, they're gonna, the waitress blames the guy in the kitchen. The guy in the kitchen blames the chef is gonna blame the sous chef. The sous chef is gonna blame the line cooks. Everybody's playing the blame game. All right, but when you own a business, if it's my restaurant and somebody comes into and they're not happy with the food, it's not the waitress's fault. It's not the hostess's fault. It's not the bartender's fault. It's not the line cook. It's not the sous chef. It's not the chef. That's a reflection on me. That's my name. If somebody gets food poisoning, that's my fault because I'm the one that's hiring all these people. So everybody is a reflection of me. They had to get the job through me. And even if I didn't directly do the hiring, the person that hired the person, the manager that hired the other employee, that manager is still a reflection of me. So there is nothing that can happen in my business that is not my fault. If somebody complains about something, I'm the one wearing the black eye for it. All right? So you have the stress of knowing that everything that happens is underneath you. Okay? And a leader has to lead by example. So if you want people to show up at 9 o'clock, at the very least, listen, not everybody that owns a business is on the premises. There's plenty of places I've worked where I barely ever see the owner. That's not me. I'm an owner-operator. I'm in the office. So, I have to lead by example. I have to be in there working. Even if, listen, I might have to run out of the office to take meetings. Doesn't mean everybody else has an excuse to go leave freely and do whatever they want. As long as people see me working and see that I'm getting things accomplished and I'm just as busy and working just as hard as they are, then to me, I'm leading by example. If I'm out of the office for 2 hours, they know that I was out running errands for the business. Because, I have it in myself that I'm leading by example. That's what I do as an owner-operator. So, when things need to get done, I don't leave because it's a certain time. I leave when the job is done. So there were plenty of times my first year in business that, I was, we do phone sales, so we're working nationwide. We start a little bit later than a lot of other people, but I'd be in my office at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't leave until at least 10 o'clock at night. And then just because I was leaving at 10 o'clock at night, I was going home, eating dinner, and then doing another few hours worth of work. Like I was still working till 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd leave at 10, get home at 10:30, eat something. Then 11 from 2, I'm working again. Because that's what it takes to get everything done. As an employee, I would never do that. I don't care how much I'm getting paid. I'm working during work hours. Maybe I put in a few extra if things need to get done. A few extra hours here and there. But like if months straight of my life consist of me working 10 to 10, taking an hour break, and then working again from 11 to 2, that's no life for somebody who's not reaping the rewards of owning a business. And by reaping the rewards, yeah, there's a financial aspect to that, but there's also the aspect of like, to me, it's like seeing what I can accomplish, seeing what I can build. So, and also to me, I might be different than others, but I love to see other people succeed. So even before I owned my own business, I was bringing friends of mine and people that I knew into my business where I worked, training them, showing them how this business works, and helping them succeed. And some of the best things in my life have been seeing how lives have changed by learning how to do sales and seeing people that went from having nothing to having a very successful life for themselves that they've built by being a salesman. I kind of went off on a tangent, but for me, like, that's the mindset you have to have, is that you'll stop at nothing until the job is done. You're going to work harder than anybody who works for you by a long shot. You are responsible for everybody that works for you. They depend on you. You don't depend on them. They depend on you. Like, I don't like seeing business owners giving their employees a guilt trip. This is everything I've done for you. You should be working harder. No. If your employees aren't working hard enough for you, then you're not leading by example properly. You're not taking responsibility properly, because it's not their business. They're not the ones that own the business. It is not their name on the business. So why would they work harder than you? They don't have anything to work for as hard as you. Unless you're paying them enough where that's worth it. And here's the other thing too that you got to remember. This is a free market. Everything's free market. People's labor, talent, and efforts are free market. So what you're paying them might be what it's worth to you. But if your competitor down the street is willing to pay them 30% more, guess what? They're going to go to your competitor. If your competitor is going to give them better benefits than you, a better work environment than you, they're going to go over to your competitor. So that's what it takes to run a successful business. You got to lead by example. You got to be working harder than anybody that works for you. You got to care more than anybody else, because at the end of the day, they don't have the incentive to care. It's not their business. I mean, listen, write in the comments what you think if you want to know more about this, if you have any specific questions when it pertains to being a business owner. Subscribe for more content like this, and check out my other platforms. I have a podcast coming out weekly, The Power of Now with Rich Bruckner. Gonna have some great guests on there to share their experience in different walks of life. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this all goes. Have a great night, guys.